Hello everyone, my name is Vasilis Dionelis. I'm a staff member of the FR pillar at EFRAG and a member of the EFRAG Connectivity project team. As part of the EFRAG proactive research work plan project on connectivity between financial reporting and sustainability reporting, EFRAG has recently published a paper on connectivity considerations and boundaries of the different annual report sections. To give an overview of the published paper, I'm pleased to be joined by Jens Berger, a partner at Deloitte, Germany, and EFRAG FRTech Vice Chair. Jens is also chair of the EFRAG Connectivity Advisory Panel, a 22-person multi-stakeholder group that contributes to the EFRAG Connectivity project. I'm also joined online by Leo van der Tas, a professor of corporate reporting at Tilburg University and a retired partner at EY. Leo is the lead of the EFRAG Connectivity Advisory Panel, Concepts Subgroup, which has helped shape the contents of the published paper. Before asking for Leo's and Jens's perspectives, I'd note that the primary reason EFRAG has published this paper is to contribute to a shared understanding among stakeholders on connectivity, including what the term means and what its benefits are. Another area of attention are the boundaries of the different annual report sections. The paper focuses on the financial statements, the sustainability statement, which is located in the management report in the EU, and in the management report more broadly. As mentioned, Leo and Jens will share the headlines on the key topics of this paper. Leo, what would you consider to the points of note on connectivity made in this paper?
Thank you very much, and hello everyone. I'm really pleased EFRAG has released this initial paper on connectivity, reflecting the research done so far by EFRAG in this area. And it lays down the results of exploring what connectivity is and how it can help companies tell a coherent story throughout the various components of the corporate report. So those components obviously include the financial statements and the sustainability report, but also other parts such as the remuneration report, the CEO letter, etc. So we found that connectivity means different things for different stakeholders that are all involved in corporate reporting. And the increasing importance of sustainability information, but also the growing interaction of that sustainability information with other parts of the corporate report, as well as the broadening of the stakeholder groups using that corporate report, has made it ever more important to be clear on what connectivity means and in particular what it is trying to achieve. So if I would need to pick 3 messages from the many in this initial paper, I would highlight the following 3. So first, connectivity is about telling a coherent story, starting from the strategy and the business model, as discussed by management in their management report, through the sustainability goals and achievements, right down to the presentation of the financial performance in the financial statements. And this whole chain needs to be connected. Second, connectivity means avoiding unnecessary duplication. But at the same time, the different roles and functions of the various components of the corporate report mean that sometimes the same phenomena are approached from various angles, which is important to provide the whole story. So assumptions used and information provided may not always be exactly the same in the various components, and that will require further explanation. We also highlight that cross-references between components of the corporate report to avoid duplication will not always be possible due to the restrictions in financial reporting requirements and the potential legal and assurance implications. The third thing I wanted to mention is that the relationship between the various components changes over time. So material sustainability topics that are not material for the financial statements this year may well become material for the financial statements next year, requiring a different explanation of the connectivity between the 2 components of the corporate report. So I would encourage the audience to read the initial paper, and I sincerely hope that this paper will contribute to a better understanding of the interaction between sustainability information and financial statements, and will help preparers take a holistic view of the entire corporate report and tell a coherent story from strategy to execution and results. Thank you very much.
Jens, the paper also addresses boundaries of the annual report sections. What are the points of note made on this topic?
Thank you, Vasilis, for the question and also the kind introduction. From a use corporate reporting standpoint, there are similarities and differences between the objectives, audiences, materiality, and other key features like time horizons, for example, between financial statements, the sustainability statement in the management report, and the remainder of the management report. And the rationale is materiality of items is a function of objectives and audience. And for example, financial statements are geared towards a different audience than sustainability statements. And so that also follows that items flow between the statements over time because they might become relevant for financial statements and have been relevant before that in sustainability statements. The resulting boundaries define what type of information fits into which section of the annual report, and our analysis helped identifying these gray areas where there might be duplicated or missing information, or where stakeholders have different views on what actually is the best location for sustainability information or for certain information. This might be an area where we need more guidance going forward, and the concept of boundaries is in particular relevant for financial statements because sometimes items are not reported there because it follows certain concepts for a certain audience, the users, the primary users of financial statements, which are providers of financial capital. Existing generally accepted accounting principles, GAAP, have concepts around what can be recognized, measured, disclosed, and presented. And these criteria have been formulated with the objective of providing those users with relevant information, and the thresholds are higher than in other parts of the annual report. To address some of the gray areas and the expectation gaps, the paper proposes 4 measures: develop a sustainability reporting conceptual framework, enhance the guidance on management reports, reconsider assurance requirements, because we heard a lot that some people want information in the financial statements because assurance is provided over it, and so that's something to consider. And also further identify user needs and educate stakeholders how the different parts of the annual report interact with each other. The initial paper we have published provides some food for thought to inspire, to stimulate the debate internationally. Connectivity is a hot topic at the moment. It's much talked about, and it's basically the run-up for the discussion paper that will be published a bit later. I hope the readers find it inspiring. I hope a lot of people will read it. And if you have any questions, if we have stakeholders have questions, they should feel free to reach out to you and discuss.
Thank you very much, Jens. In conclusion, as both Leo and Jens have mentioned, we encourage you to read this paper. Even though it is not a consultation paper, any comments on its contents will be welcome. Finally, I'd note that at a later date, EFRAG will be issuing a discussion paper that will include illustrations of connectivity. The discussion paper will have questions for public consultation. Thanks for listening.